So which is the real bitty? Guys, welcome back to Crypto Gains. This is going to be a mad video, highly controversial madness going around the whole bitty subject. This is how I know bitty is going to be one of the biggest memes of 2025, because there's so much madness going on right now. You don't know which bitty is the right bitty, because everybody's saying something else. Emotions are running wild. You have influencers bashing other influencers because they don't like what's happened. And other influencers are trying to figure out which is the real bitty. They're going back to the past, trying to see which one came out first and everything else. Hopefully this video sums up a lot, because I'm going to take you through a lot of different things. Other types of cryptos that we know today to be some of the most successful cryptocurrencies. This video should leave you, helping you decide which one you want to be the real bitty. And it's all based on the community, you guys, the people that want to invest. This is not financial advice, educational purposes only. Do what you want to do, it's your money. First, let me start off by saying, I think this one right here that you're looking at is the real bitty. And I'm going to continue to believe that this is the real bitty. Right? What's going on? There's been loads of different bitties that have been launched. You got loads of different influencers talking about different things. You had one big influencer called Sopo, friend of mine, big up to you. If you don't like my stuff, fine. If you don't like me, fine. But I don't hate you. I don't hate him as a person. I think that people's emotions can run really wild. And when you start investing money and things start not going the way people want it to go, it can start to cause anger and upsetting people's emotions. I don't trade with emotions. I'm a focused investor. And when I trade, if I lose the money, fine, I put what I can afford to lose. But I'm 100% sure in my heart that I feel like this is the real bitty. And I feel like this is the real bitty for reasoning, because of what happened in the past. So you need to understand what happened in the past to understand why people are so controversial on this whole entire topic. So let's just go from the start. Supo talked about this coin here recently, the Bitcoin mascot, which many people, including a few influencers, now believe had a cabal behind it. I'm not saying Supo was the cabal behind it, but I am saying that I managed to see on bubble maps that there was a huge amount of wallets or loads tied to one wallet. Right? I've got my thingy on here, but I want to go through everything, right? When you click on this, you can see the nodes. They actually tried to, if you look at my first video, I've still got it pinned on my channel. These are all connected, and they still are. They've just been clever with how they've done it. They basically removed the first ever wallet that was tied to all these wallets and basically moved the tokens, what was on that wallet, to another wallet to make it look like it's not connected anymore, but it's still connected. You can never hide anything from bubble maps. I invested big money into bubble maps because I believe that bubble maps is going to do exceedingly well, because it shows us the truth. It doesn't hide stuff. So there was a type of cabal going on this actual project, right? I don't think this is the real bitty. I do, however, think this is the real bitty. This one, when it first launched, had a pump and then dump. And what happened was the creator, whoever was behind this, right back in July of 2025, months ago, way before this one got launched, the creator dumped it. So now what people are saying is, they've dumped it, the creator dumped it, whoever was holding the coins, they've been sitting down there holding on these coins forever, but the creator dumped it, so therefore it's a rug pull, therefore it's not a great coin anymore. This is a rug pull coin, and it's only come alive because Supo spoke about the other one. Maybe, I don't know. But you have to look into the bigger perspective of what we consider to be the actual coin. Now, I have to go through the past. I personally believe, and this is what I like, let me tell you why I like this one. Because I've seen so many pump and dumps in the past. I've seen so many projects that have CTOs, community takeovers, where a project starts off, the dev, whoever it is, has bad intentions and they dump the token. I've got in many projects that I think can do well, but then they dump because I've got too many big holders. I have patrons that are millionaires in my group that have enough money to just buy up most of the supply, and they do. You see it in my videos. And I'll keep showing you guys in videos in future to come. Yeah? But this is what happens when you get in projects that are so tiny in market cap. So whoever bought this right back here, they were buying at an 80K market cap along with the developer who had loads of tokens. It pumped, developer saw the opportunity to dump it. That's what happened. And then as time went on, people started to invest in it, and they were buying it down here. You can see that when I zoom in, price goes up, price goes down, price goes up, price goes down. It's on the daily time frame. I can see how the community was being formed down here, because before I spoke about it, there was about 3,000 holders. No. 6,000 holders. There were 6,000 holders. Today, there's 9,600 holders. And we're talking in the space of a few days, because since I spoke about it, this just went crazy. So I want to try and help you understand the back end of what's going on, right? But one thing I will say, emotions run wild. People got to try to control their emotions because I'm seeing it all over Twitter. People cussing each other down, people getting angry and pissed off with each other, people being violent and just saying nasty things about each other. Guys, it's crypto, man. I get it. You put a bit of money, you lose, you make. There's no need for anger. There really isn't. Let's go back to this. I think this is the real bitty because the community has shown that even though it's had a pump and then a dump, someone's calling me, even though it's had a pump and a dump from whoever first created it, there was holders that were holding through this and buying all the way through. And you don't get that often. There is one project in this crypto space that faced a CTO where the developer pumped when it first launched and dumped it and then gave, I'll show you, I've got it right here. Let me record my screen because I want to show you what I'm seeing right here, right? So hold on, let me get my screen record and I'm going to read it through because I've been speaking to GPT on this and I want to make sure that everything is accurate. Take a look at this, right? Hold on. Screen record, this is ChatGPT. I said to her, first things first, please make sure this is 100%. I said, you're absolutely right. Hold on. What did I say? Are you 100% sure? I know. Popcat. I said, are you 100% sure Popcat was a CTO project where the dev dumped the tokens, then community took over? You're absolutely right to ask for clarity. She says, yes. Popcat, the one that we know today, and I'm getting to my point with Bitty. Popcat is indeed a real example of a community takeover where the original developer exited the project and the community took over, took control. This is well documented. According to the IQ Wiki, a reputable source focused on crypto community dynamics, Popcat launched on December 2023, right? On the Solana chain with 1 billion tokens. The original creators sold all their tokens and transferred contract ownership and social media control to community members. Right? I'm not going to read through all of this. I'm showing you some of the stuff that it's saying with the research that it's done. After this community takeover, Popcat's market surged to $1 billion within 8 months. Right? You saw that there, right? So the Popcat that we know today, people looking and go, oh, Popcat's great, it's successful, oh, yeah. Not realizing that this Popcat got essentially dumped by the owner. And look, this is the chart. I've gone right back. Look at this. Right back, this shows on December 12th. Look, bang, straight down here. This was the sell-off. It went from a 218K cap right down to 13K. Enough for anyone to say, and because if I get it like this, if I do it like this, enough to prove or say that this was a disgusting rug pull, dump. And then people bought. People bought and bought and bought and bought and bought. Community took over. And then they started pushing and kept going, right? So that's the first thing. Just because something has a pump and a dump because of the founder doesn't mean that it's the wrong token or the bad token. The fact that the community has been building through this time, meaning that the holders have been growing, people have been buying through this time, shows how strong it is. And another thing to think about, right, is if someone else like Superman can talk about another project, right, which he thinks is good, and then all of a sudden, for no reason at all, this one absolutely explodes when he's not spoken about it. Why is that? Because he's talking about this coin. What need does, because I didn't speak about it then. I spoke about, when I spoke about here, about 2.7 million market cap. But before me, this was moving because of a video that apparently, he made a video and then this started to move. Why would this move? The only reason it would move is if people believe that this is the one. Right? And then obviously as time went on, they looked at this and they started to see the stuff behind it. Good luck to those that are buying this one. Now, as today I've seen other videos of influencers going on to pump.fun, trying to search for the first ever bitty. Because now what's going on is people trying to decide which is the real bitty then. Are we doing this based on time? From when the first ever bitty got launched, because they were saying, this bitty copied this one, and one bitty made it a few seconds before or a few minutes before, and then this one copied this one. That's fine. You can do that. If you feel like you want to go based on time, you can do that. But I got to tell you straight, if we're going to do that, everything's going to come collapsing down, and you're about to see one bitty that really will be the bitty. Because I can tell you now that none of these on pump.fun, if you want to base it on time, even the one I believe is the bitty, and I still believe this is the bitty, but if you want to base it on time from what the first ever bitty was, that came out, because again, this is July of 2025, and there was apparently another one that came out July 2025 just before this one. If you want to base it on time, then we have to go right down the rabbit hole through the looking glass. But before I get there, take a look at this. Pepe. We all know this to be the one traditional Pepe, the one and only Pepe. It's sitting right now at a $4.7 billion market cap. You can see it right here. Everybody believes this was the original Pepe. And if you go back to when this was really created, it says here April 1st of 2023. You can see it. I'm hovering over it. If you come down here, look, April 1st, 2023, right? This is when Pepe was first ever launched. And then it went absolutely crazy. It skyrocketed into the billions, right? April 1st of 2023. But did you know, before this Pepe, there was another Pepe that got launched way before April 1st, 2023. Take a look at this. This Pepe on the Solana chain, you see it? Which is right now 450K market cap. And I'm not telling people to go and buy this. Look, this Pepe is already established. We know now this is the Pepe. And this is what I'm saying to you. If we're going based on time, and how do you decide what the original coin is? I guess it's the community that decides, the community as a whole. If you're going to go based on past, look at this Pepe. This, remember, look at the dates. April 1st, 2023. This Pepe got launched, let me show you, 21st of January, 2023. This Pepe came out 4 months before, January, February, March, April. 3 months, 3.5 months before the Pepe that we know today, right? So we have to say to ourselves, what makes the coin the original coin? So it's going to be something more than just the date. But if you want to go on the date, that's the original Pepe. That's the one when it first came about. Before I go further into this, because I really do believe this is the one, all right? Like I said, if we're going on dates, July 14th, there is another bitty that I found. Take a look at this, right? Pump.fun was launched on January 19th, 2024, the platform, when we was able to go on there and create loads of new coins. January 19th. That's when it was made for everyone to do. And this is when you started to see people start making the bitties and everything else, a few months ago. This has been going since January. Look, I really don't want to disrupt these two. But again, it all depends on your mindsets. If you think any other bitty that anyone's shown you is real bitty based on time, then you're going to have to take this one into consideration. Because this bitty was launched right back in 2023. December the 25th, 2023, way before Pump.fun ever existed. Way before Pump.fun had ever existed. And actually, when you look at this token address, it doesn't have a .pump or a anything. It was just a token that just got released and got launched naturally in 2023. Like I said, I don't want to disrupt the other bitties. But, and 50K cap. I don't think this is the actual bitty. I think we got to take into consideration more than just time. We got to focus on community. We got to focus on substance. And right now, this has a strong community and strong substance. And I think that this will continue to do really well. So you guys, this is a personal opinion on what I think is the real bitty. But you guys have to ultimately make the decision on what you think the real bitty is. Yeah? Hopefully you've understood my verdict on the whole Pepe thing, about how Pepe, this is the Pepe we know today. Because this is how I look at it. I look at it as this was the original Pepe from 2023 that never really took off. January 2023, and then 3 months later a new Pepe comes out. That's the one that takes off. And this is how I'm looking at it, like this bitty. You have a bitty here from 2023. But this bitty comes along and it's taken off and it's doing really well. So I'm looking at this one like it is the Pepe of today, right? And then the same thing, like when it comes to like talking about the whole pump and dump stuff, or how devs came in and they dumped the project and everything else, I have to look at Popcat and remember that Popcat was once a coin that got dumped by the developers when they first got in, and then the community took over, just like how the community's taken over this. And I tell you what, the community's done so well for those people that were holding down here and buying. Because again, go back to my first video. Do I have it? Go back to my very first video. It's not on this channel, it's on my other one, where I'll grab it up, where you can see the holders. You do it in your own time. Go to Crypto Gains Reloaded, have a look at the holders in that video, and you see there was only about 3,000 holders at the time. I've got it pinned right here, this one. Have I? I'll change that. I changed the thingy. Hold on. Let me come down, see if I can find it. Go to this one here, 1000x. Look at how many Actually, I'll just show you now, just real quick while I want it. I'll just show you. Because I want to give you all the information so you can decide what you consider to be the original Pepe. Bitty. But I'll tell you one thing. Look at this. There was 6,000 holders at the time. I'll tell you one thing. I know for sure now that Bitty is going to be one of the biggest memes that you've ever seen in this crypto space in 2025 because the controversy behind it is so crazy. It's so damn crazy that it's sending people wild. It's making influencers hate on other influencers, making influencers say silly things or upsetting things. It's making people in different groups say things about each other. Welcome to crypto, the wild, wild west. What do you think the real Bitty is? Drop your comments down below. Was this helpful? Drop your like, give me a subscribe. I'm not, look, this is the one I personally favor, but you do whatever you want to do. It's your money at the end of the day. You have to decide what's good for you as an investment. What are you going to do? Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Cheers.